Hello, everyone. Thank you all very much for joining us today. We're going to give it a few more minutes before we get started. Really excited and looking forward to the conversation today. Good afternoon, everyone. We'll give it another minute or so before we get started. Thank you all so much for your patience. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. It's such a pleasure and such an honor to be here with you all today. My name is Eugene Shao. I'm with the NAACP. I am super excited to be able to have this conversation with you all today. We are here today to talk about the Keep It Local Business Fund. But before I dive into the meat of the conversation today, I do want to take a quick moment to have our esteemed panelists sort of introduce themselves really quickly. Shireen?
Thanks, Eugene. Hi, everyone. My name is Shireen Santosham, and I'm the Executive Director of the Nextdoor Kind Foundation. We are super excited to be able to offer this program. This is, in fact, the first grant program that we're offering through the foundation, which just launched this year. And so really looking forward to having a conversation today. Janae?
Hi, thanks, Shireen. Janae Fortier, the Director of Grants Administration for Hello Alice. So working through the application process and award process for all of the grants that we administer here at Hello Alice. So really excited to be a part of this triad presenting today's web conference.
Hi, and I'm Melody Jackson of Hello Alice, and I work alongside Eugene and Shireen to make sure that we have programs like this for entrepreneurs.
Right. Thank you all so much. And as I mentioned, my name is Eugene Shao. I'm the director for the Chief Strategy Office at the NAACP. And it is my pleasure to be able to partner and work with such great people such as Shireen, Janae, and Melody on bringing these small grants to our local communities. So today I have a really short agenda for us. We're going to talk a little bit about the partnership. What is this partnership between Nextdoor, NAACP, and Hello Alice? I'm going to turn things over then to Shireen so that she can tell you all a little bit about this new Nextdoor Kind Foundation and tell you all a little bit more about the Keep It Local Business Fund grant. From there, we'll pivot over to the Hello Alice team where they'll actually walk you through the application portal, talk to you a little bit about the different elements of the application, and then we'll round out today's session with a quick question and answer session. So with that said, I do want to talk a little bit about this esteemed partnership that we have created with the Nextdoor Kind Foundation. You know, the NAACP and the Nextdoor Kind Foundation, we're working together to provide grants and valuable business resources to really help entrepreneurs of color across the country to achieve their business goals. It's really about enabling these businesses to help strengthen and support the communities at a local level. I do want to take a quick moment to acknowledge our president and CEO, Mr. Derek Johnson. And I'm going to quote him, you know, the NAACP is proud to partner with the Nextdoor Kind Foundation and Hello Alice to provide grants to small Black-owned businesses. Far too often, Black entrepreneurs are overlooked in loan and grant distribution processes, and in return undergo a deficit when working to grow their businesses and enrich their communities. This partnership will work to break those barriers and create opportunities for business owners who would otherwise face immense hardship with financially sustaining their companies. So, you know, this is a perfect alignment across the board between all three organizations. You know, at the NAACP, one of our enduring commitments is all about creating a more inclusive economy and strengthening the impact of our local communities. Shireen will talk a little bit more about, you know, what the Nextdoor Kind Foundation is all about. And, you know, Hello Alice, we've been fortunate enough to partner with them for quite some time now to administer various other small grant opportunities to local businesses. So again, super, super excited about this partnership. And I'm actually going to turn things over to Shireen now to tell us a little bit more about the Nextdoor Kind Foundation.
Great, thanks, Eugene. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Nextdoor, the company, we are a technology company that basically digitizes the neighborhood. So we're a neighborhood app, and if you were to sign onto Nextdoor, you'd be able to speak with your neighbors, see local businesses within your community. You'd be able to engage with your neighborhood. And so it's a great tool for small businesses. And last year, we founded the Nextdoor Kind Foundation. And this past year, we were thinking about how we could have the most impact. And, you know, we live in this moment where we don't have a lot of trust in the world around us. It feels like uncertain times. And so what we really decided to focus the foundation on was on helping folks who are doing good things in their neighborhoods and giving them a little step up. And so that's small businesses, small community-based nonprofits, and individuals. And so we'll be rolling out these programs over the course of the year, and really excited that we get to start with a small business program. We think that small gifts can inspire and empower new leaders across the country and the world like you to really improve community at one neighborhood at a time. Can I get the next slide, please? So I'm going to tell you a little bit of about the grant. You probably, if you're here at this webinar, you know we're offering $5,000 grants to 40 small businesses across the country in partnership with the NAACP. In this round, we're doing 20 grants, and then we'll do 20 as a follow-on later this year. And so you can have two chances at it if it goes that way. And I'll talk you through a little bit about the qualifications and the expectations we have for all of you. So in order to apply, you need to be a business that is majority owned and or operated by a person of color. So this is open to Black entrepreneurs, but also other ethnicities as well. You must have less than 1 million in 2021 gross annual revenue. And you have to have less than 25 employees. You can be a sole proprietorship as well. And we're really looking for those businesses that have a strong commitment to community and have a clear plan for how to use their funds in order to achieve a business goal. So we're looking at, really sharp entrepreneurs who have a lot of focus, but are really at the beginning of their business journey. Can I get the next slide? We will be doing a panel review of all the applications. And, what we're looking for is really, you to articulate with clarity the feasibility of how you're going to use the funds. And so do you have a good plan for how you're going to use those funds? Do you have a good plan as a larger business about how you're going to grow? And so you need to have a vision around how you're going to grow and a plan for how those funds are going to help you get to that growth. And then finally, core to our mission at Nextdoor is a commitment to community. And we know that small businesses can really be that glue that hold neighborhoods together. And so we want to hear from you, what's special about your business and how are you giving back in your own neighborhood? Can I get the next slide? So we're giving you $5,000 to support your small business. And so, what you'll get is not just that gift, but you'll actually get public recognition for your contributions. And so there'll be some marketing, free publicity for you around, the work that you've done, through our platform and, potentially through other channels. We ask that you commit to participating in 1 to 2 events with your fellow winners, because we really want you all to be a cohort and to be learning from each other and getting to know each other. We'll also be offering some ad credits to promote your business on our platform. Nextdoor is actually the platform where small businesses do the best. And so if you're not advertising on Nextdoor, we'll give you some tools to see if it works for you. And then finally, we do have several trainings that are offered up to small businesses around things like how to survive a recession and things you can do to really equip yourself well. And so we'll be offering, this grant is not just the money, it's really this whole set of things that we'll be giving to you. And so what's expected of you is that you're comfortable, being in select marketing and promotional materials. We also want to make sure that the money is being used effectively, and so that you'll be expected to report out on how you've used that money in the 3-month, 6-month, and 1-year marks. And then, like I said, we really do want to have you to build a relationship with you through at least one virtual or in-person session hosted by the Kind Foundation. So important dates to remember: the application is already open. It's been open for about 2 weeks. It does close exactly at 6 p.m. on December 16th Eastern time. So if you're on California time, that's 3 p.m. Pacific time. And then we're going to have the winners announced in February of 2022. So a couple months for us to review those applications. Great. And now I'm going to turn it over to Janae and Melody.
Hi, thanks, Shireen. We want to give you do a quick sort of walkthrough of the application itself, which is live today. So if you were and you wanted to pull up the application, if you have a laptop or your phone in front of you, you can go to helloalice.com/grants. And if you scroll down the page, you'll be able to find the featured grant, which would be the Nextdoor Kind Foundation. So this, the Keep It Local Fund. So before you begin, I really want to stress how important it is to be thinking about this video aspect of the application. If you've completed an application with us before at helloalice.com, you'll see that a lot of your responses have been saved. So it's going to be a pretty quick and painless application process for you, with the exception of this video submission. So the application requires a video submission. You must include a link to it, introducing yourself, your business, and why you're applying for this grant. You're going to want to make sure that that link is publicly accessible. And we've given you instructions for a number of different ways that you can do that. YouTube, Vimeo, Facebook. I don't think Instagram does IGTV anymore, but there are 8 or 9 different options that we know of, but you can use any one that we might have missed, so long as the link that you submit is publicly accessible. So we're not asking you to put on a really well-tailored and edited mini TV series. No videography skills required. A cell phone video is absolutely fine. Holding up in your kitchen or in your car, keeping it to a maximum of 1.5 to 2 minutes, no more than that, but really telling your story. We understand that sometimes it can be difficult to write. Some of us are better writers, but some of us are better speakers. And so we want to give everyone the opportunity to show themselves in the best light. So tell us why you need these funds, what you plan on using them for, how you're going to be using this grant to better your business. Think about goals, think about your future, and also share with us the ways in which you are committed to or already have an impact in your community. We understand that some small businesses may not be there in that place just yet. So what are your plans? How will you have an impact on your community? How does your business give back or contribute to the larger community in whatever way that means for you and your business? So video submission, just want to talk about that right off the bat, really important. You cannot submit a grant application without a link to a video. So then the next part, all of our applications are structured fairly similarly, so it shouldn't be too surprising. You're going to have all of your personal information there. And again, if you have completed an application with us before, it should all be there. So you just want to make sure it's accurate and up to date. So your name, the ways to contact you, which are obviously super important, and then demographic information about you, which we use to ensure that we are maintaining our goals for equity and inclusion for our grant making practices. The next section is going to be all about your business. Again, nothing too surprising here, nothing new. If you've completed it before, it should all be there. We want to make sure we have the name of your business. We want to make sure that we can find you online, your website, Facebook, Instagram, however you connect with your audiences, the year your business was founded, et cetera, et cetera. And then there's the second part of that are things more geared towards the challenges that your business might have faced. Top goals, top challenges, how do you articulate your business outlook, elaborate on that challenge, and ways in which we could be more supportive of you outside of grants. And then the last section is just as important as your video. And this is the narrative section that goes along with that, right? So in the video, you told us your story, but now we're asking you to write all of that down. So in this case, we have a handful of questions, and you want to pay attention to all of them, but think too about how these questions link back to the criteria that Shireen was talking about earlier around clarity and feasibility of use of funds, how you connect with and engage with your community, how you plan on growing your business. So your origin story is there to describe, to sort of give color to who you are, why you started this business. We want to get to know you. And then we want to know what you would like to do with that funding, what your intention is to the category of use of funds, and then elaborate on that. So if you selected marketing, for example, you want to take the time to really write out how you would use this funding specifically for marketing and how that meets the business goals that maybe you talked about in that video. The next question is about your target audience. We want to know that you know what the purpose of your business is, who you're reaching, what problems you're solving for those customers, and how you're filling a gap, right? So be really specific there. And if you think about it, it's a kind of a 3 or 4 part question. So make sure that you're paying attention to all parts of the questions and answering them as best as you can. So the first part is, who is your target audience? So what does that person, that ideal customer that you're trying to reach, what do they look like? What is the market need or opportunity you identified? So that person, what is their need? Why are they coming to you for your product or your service? And then how does your product or strategy meet that need? So again, what is the gap? How are you filling that gap for that individual purpose? So please be as specific as possible. I think we reiterate that on each one of the questions, but it's really important to answer all aspects of the question as clearly as you can. The next question is, how would this grant accelerate your business and help you to achieve your business goals? So think about the ways in which you talked about how you intend to use this grant funding. So you want to tell a complete story, right? If you talked about wanting to use the funding for marketing and how you would use it, then in this question, we really want to help. We want to understand how the use of that fund is going to help propel to accelerate your business to its next stage of growth. So how is using this funding for marketing going to help you to achieve your goals? And then finally, how does your business connect with and support your community? So that was another one of those critical evaluative questions, right? Things that we're going to be using to really judge your application and the strength of your application. So how does your business connect with and support your community? And again, for new businesses who maybe haven't had opportunities to do so yet, this is your opportunity to share how you would do that, how you plan to do so in the future. And this doesn't have to be a hard and fast, I donate to or I give away X. Think more holistically around how you are present in your community. Maybe the product or service that you provide is a way to connect with and support the community. Maybe it is a service that's vital, such as therapeutic interventions or specific types of foods or products or medicines that help to heal. Maybe you can connect with and contribute to your community by hiring members from your community, by providing opportunities to others to work and sustain a living or support other businesses, the ways in which you support other local vendors. And so think beyond just this idea of donations, right? We really want to know how you're an active member of your community. And then the last section is there really to give you the opportunity, if in any of these questions above we missed something, or there's a part of your story that you really want to spend a little bit more time on, or information that you want us to know about why you are the ideal candidate, you have this last section here in the narrative to be able to share that. So again, I think the most important things that I would just say about those questions are, if it says max 300 words, you absolutely can take it to the max. If we get thousands of applications, as these are highly competitive processes, and I don't say that to discourage you. I say that simply to make sure that you feel like you have the tools that you need to put forward a competitive application. And so if you've only written a sentence or two for each of one of these questions, compare that to the applicant that wrote the full paragraphs and really took the time to elaborate and be specific for each one of these things. I just want to make sure that you have the information you need to put your best foot forward. So go to the max, as many words as you can fit in there that are meaningful, that answer all parts of the questions, and think about the ways in which we're going to be evaluating this. So those 3 criteria that we talked about at the beginning are really important. And so then I think the last thing was just where to apply. So again, there are these links, which Eugene is sharing in the chat, but also if you go to helloalice.com/grants, that page, you'll see right up there will be a banner and then a featured grants carousel, and the Kind Foundations, the Nextdoor Kind Foundations link is right there, right at the top for you. It's easy to find. And then finally, if you run into any issues as you're working on your application, you're getting stuck, it's returning an error, you're not able to submit for some reason, our support center answers questions all day long. They're really great, lovely humans on the other end of that computer that are there to help get you as an individual through the application to the best of their ability. But we also have a self-service FAQ center, which you can click on to walk you through some of our more common questions. And they have lots of really helpful tips and tricks in that FAQ, but you can always reach an actual human if needed through the support center or by emailing directly to alice@helloalice.com. And I think that is all that I have, and now we're happy to answer any questions. I love it. I was so thorough that no one has any questions on how to get to the application, navigate it, answer any of the questions there.
If you have any questions, y'all can unmute yourselves. If you're on the phone, you can hit unmute. You can also feel free to type your questions in the chat. You can send it directly to myself. All right. Well, we will be saving a recording of today's conversation. We'll make sure to be able to post this on our respective websites so you all will have access to it if you need to refer back to it. I will say if you go to the Hello Alice website, it's very easy to navigate. Once you click the Apply Now button, it'll take you through the process. You'll sign up, quick and easy. And then should you run into any issues, if you scroll to the bottom of the Hello Alice page, that's where you'll be able to find the FAQ link as well as the Service Center link as well. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and turn things over to Shireen to see if there's any last comments. And then with that, we'll wrap up today's session.
Great. Well, just thanks everyone for taking some time out of your busy schedule. Really encourage you to apply. Thanks to the Hello Alice team and Eugene for putting this together, and look forward to reviewing your application soon.
Shireen, I spoke too soon. We do have one quick question. So question from Robin, do you all have a direct telephone number where I can reach out to you all? I believe the answer to that is no. All of the questions will need to go through the Service Center link. It's very straightforward. As Janae mentioned, they respond very quickly during the business hours. And if you happen to message them during the off hours, you can expect a response first thing next morning once the office hours start again. And then as Janae mentioned also, if you do want to email directly, you can email alice@helloalice.com directly, and you will also be able to receive a response that way. All right. Okay, we have one more question. New businesses just started this year. Will you qualify? I believe the answer to that is yes, you can qualify. We just ask that you be very clear in terms of what your plan is for growth, how you will actually stay committed to the communities, and make sure to talk through, the details of your plan for the business. Shireen, anything you'd like to add there for new businesses?
No, I think just having a lot of clarity and vision would be very helpful.
Perfect. All right. Any takers for a third question? All right. Well, thank you all so very much. Really, oh, I see a hand raised from Char Ashby. Char, what's your question, Char?
Are libraries, local libraries included in this? The ones outside of Philadelphia? Like,
I'm going to defer to you.
Yeah, so unfortunately not if you're a library and not a small business. So this grant application is not open to nonprofits or organizations that are in that realm. It's really meant for small businesses. If you happen to be a for-profit library, I don't think that's probably the case. Then you would qualify. I'd encourage you to follow the foundation, because we will be offering grants for libraries and nonprofits coming up this year. But this first round of grants is specifically for small businesses.
Thank you, Char. Any other questions?
There's one just popped up that says, I don't have a website yet. Is that okay? And that's totally fine. We do often check, some of the things that we're just checking for businesses is, do you exist? So if you have something online that you can point us to, Facebook, Instagram, Yelp, in whatever way you do exist, that's for the most part, that's all what we're looking for. We're not analyzing whether or not you've got the most beautiful designed website in the world. We just want to make sure that that you're a legitimate business.
All right. Well, thank you all very much. Should you have any other questions that come up, please don't hesitate to email alice@helloalice.com. Otherwise, I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day and hope you have a splendid rest of your week. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.